Did you know that one small habit, something as simple as squeezing a lemon into your drink, could be either helping or hurting your health, especially after the age of 60? It sounds dramatic, I know, but here's the truth. Every year, thousands of older adults in the US deal with unexpected digestive issues. Kidney stones, and blood sugar spikes, often without realizing that the culprit might be hiding in their kitchen, sitting right next to their favorite lemon. Now, I'm not here to scare you away from lemons. In fact, lemons can be a wonderful ally for your health. But when mixed with the wrong foods, they can quietly create problems that most people don't talk about. Problems that show up as bloating, fatigue, or worse, a trip to the ER. So, in today's video, we're going to uncover the truth. I'll walk you through the top foods you should never combine with lemon, especially if you're over 60. And then I'll share some powerful, safe combinations that can actually support your digestion, immune system, and joint health. No, this isn't another list of do's and don'ts. This is a real conversation about small choices that make a big difference. So stay with me. If you're someone who enjoys lemon water in the morning or adds a squeeze to meals, this video could change the way you think about food. Now, let's dive into the first thing you should never mix with lemon: milk. And not just milk, but all dairy products like yogurt, cheese, and even that creamy splash in your morning coffee. For most of us, dairy has always been seen as a good thing. It's comforting, rich in calcium, and a go-to for strong bones, right? But here's something most people don't realize. When you mix lemon with dairy, especially if you're over 60, you could be stirring up some real digestive discomfort. Here's why. Lemon juice is high in citric acid. When this acid meets the calcium in milk or yogurt, a chemical reaction happens. The acid causes the milk to curdle. Yes, that means it actually begins to separate into lumps and liquid. And while that sounds like just a kitchen experiment, inside your stomach, it can lead to bloating, heaviness, and that awful feeling of food just sitting there, not digesting properly. Now, if you're younger with a strong digestive system, you might barely notice, but as we age, our bodies naturally produce less digestive enzymes and stomach acid. That means foods don't break down as efficiently. So when a 65-year-old has a bowl of yogurt with lemon juice or drinks a lemon-infused milkshake thinking it's refreshing, their gut might struggle. Instead of absorbing nutrients, they end up with gas, discomfort, or even diarrhea, and they don't always know why. Science backs this up. A study published in the journal Food Chemistry found that citric acid significantly alters the protein structure of dairy, changing how it behaves in the digestive tract. Another report from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition emphasized that older adults are more prone to calcium malabsorption when acidic compounds are introduced improperly in meals. And let's talk about real-life experience. I had a neighbor named Joyce, a sweet lady in her 70s who swore by her detox habit of warm milk with lemon at night. But she kept waking up feeling queasy and bloated. Once she swapped the lemon for a calming chamomile, her symptoms vanished. It wasn't magic. It was just better food pairing. So what should you do? First, avoid adding lemon juice directly into milk, yogurt, or cheese dishes. Skip that trendy lemon parfait or creamy lemon pasta unless the dairy is cooked in a way that neutralizes the acid. And if you enjoy lemon water, wait at least an hour after having dairy to sip it. Alright, now that we've tackled dairy, let's move on to something sweet. But not in a good way. Now let's talk about something that might feel like a little treat: refined sugar. Whether it's in your morning pastry, a slice of birthday cake, or that teaspoon you stir into your tea, sugar is everywhere. Sounds harmless, right? But when you mix lemon with refined sugar, especially if you're managing blood sugar or are over 60, the results can be risky. Here's the deal. Lemon contains citric acid, which is known to slow down how the body processes glucose. When you eat something sugary, your blood sugar naturally rises. Normally, your body responds by releasing insulin to help your cells absorb that sugar. But studies have shown that high levels of acid, like citric acid, can interfere with how insulin does its job. That means instead of your body handling the sugar efficiently, glucose can linger in your bloodstream longer than it should, causing sudden spikes or dangerous crashes later on. This becomes a real issue for people with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, which, by the way, affects nearly 1 in 4 adults over 65 in the U.S. According to the CDC, even if you've never been diagnosed, your body becomes more insulin resistant as you age. So mixing lemon with that sweet roll can quietly work against your health goals. Research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism has shown that acidic foods can reduce insulin sensitivity by as much as 20% when paired with refined carbohydrates. That's not a small number. It's enough to leave you feeling sluggish, dizzy, or strangely hungry again an hour later. And over time, these repeated spikes can put stress on your pancreas and increase your risk of metabolic syndrome. A close friend of mine, Frank, learned this the hard way. He used to drink lemonade every afternoon, homemade with fresh lemons and 2 spoonfuls of white sugar. It was his little ritual. But he kept feeling wiped out after lunch and couldn't figure out why. When his doctor checked his glucose levels, they were all over the place. Once he switched to unsweetened lemon water and started having his sweet snack separately, his energy and focus came back. Sometimes it's the smallest changes that make the biggest difference. So here's a tip. If you love lemon, enjoy it on its own or pair it with naturally sweet foods like berries. But steer clear of refined sugar, white sugar, syrup, candy, especially in the same meal or drink. And if you do indulge, give your body some time before adding lemon to the mix. Now let's take a look at a group of foods that are healthy on their own. But when paired with lemon, they could be stirring up something as painful as kidney stones. A group of foods often seen as super healthy, like spinach, beets, and even peanuts. They're rich in fiber, antioxidants, and nutrients that support heart and brain health. But for older adults, combining these oxalate-rich foods with lemon, a fruit high in citric acid, can quietly pose a kidney risk. Here's what's really going on. Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds found in many plant foods. On their own, they're not usually a problem. But when they mix with certain acids, like the citric acid in lemon juice, they can bind together and form tiny crystals. These crystals, over time, can grow into kidney stones. And unfortunately, older adults are more vulnerable to this because kidney function tends to slow down with age, making it harder for the body to flush out those compounds efficiently. Let me put this into perspective. According to the National Kidney Foundation, adults over 60 are more likely to develop kidney stones than younger adults. And diet is a huge contributor. A study from the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that a diet high in both oxalates and acids led to a significantly higher rate of calcium oxalate stones in people over 55. And it doesn't take much. Something as simple as a spinach salad with a lemon vinaigrette, or a beet smoothie with lemon juice, could quietly be setting the stage for stone formation if consumed regularly. I remember a story from Linda, a lovely 68-year-old who used to swear by her morning beet juice with lemon. She believed it was detoxifying her liver. But after 2 trips to the ER with stabbing back pain, she learned the hard way that she was building up oxalates without even realizing it. Her doctor helped her adjust her diet, keeping the lemon but switching out the beets. And since then, no more stones. You don't need to eliminate spinach or beets from your diet. Just avoid pairing them directly with lemon frequently. Instead, enjoy spinach with olive oil or vinegar. Save lemon for other meals. And drink lots of water to help your kidneys flush excess oxalates. If you've had kidney stones or have reduced kidney function, consult a doctor or dietitian before regularly combining oxalate-rich foods with lemon. Now that we've discussed what to avoid, let's move on, because when combined smartly, lemon can still be a powerful ally in your wellness journey. Up next, 3 safe, senior-friendly lemon pairings that support vitality without risk. One of the most powerful partners for lemon, especially for folks over 60, is something you might already have in your pantry: raw honey. Raw honey, unlike the processed kind you'll find in those little bear-shaped bottles, is packed with natural enzymes, antioxidants, and antibacterial properties. When combined with warm lemon water, not boiling, just comfortably warm, it creates a soothing tonic that's been used for centuries to support digestion, calm inflammation, and even boost immunity. And the best part? It tastes like comfort in a cup. So what makes this combo so good for you, especially in your golden years? Let's start with digestion. As we age, our stomach produces less acid, which makes it harder to break down food and absorb nutrients. The mild acidity from lemon can help gently kick-start digestion, while the natural sugars and enzymes in raw honey coat the stomach lining, helping to reduce irritation and promote smoother movement through the gut. Then there's the immune system. A 2018 study in Frontiers in Pharmacology found that the polyphenols in raw honey can enhance the body's immune response and even fight off certain bacteria. Add in the vitamin C from lemon, and you've got a natural, tasty immune-boosting drink that's far better than any store-bought supplement. But don't just take it from science. My neighbor Joe, who's 72 and still takes daily morning walks, swears by his cup of warm lemon water with a teaspoon of raw honey. He says it keeps his throat clear, his digestion happy, and even helps with that tickly cough he used to get every fall. He starts every morning with it on an empty stomach. And the difference he's noticed over the past year? Night and day. Here's how you can make it part of your routine. Squeeze half a lemon into a mug. Add 1 teaspoon of raw honey, local if possible, and pour in warm, not hot, water. Stir gently and sip it slowly before breakfast. It's a small act of care that feels almost ritualistic. Just make sure the water isn't too hot, or you'll destroy the enzymes in the honey that make it so beneficial. Next, we're heading into golden territory. Literally, let's talk about a spice that turns everything it touches a warm yellow and brings powerful healing benefits when mixed with lemon: turmeric. That golden spice that's been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine. It's warm, earthy, and most importantly, incredibly powerful when it comes to fighting inflammation. But here's a little secret that many people don't know. When you mix turmeric with lemon and just a pinch of black pepper, you unlock something pretty special, especially for joint health, liver support, and overall vitality after 60. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin. That's the magic ingredient responsible for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant powers. But curcumin on its own isn't easily absorbed by the body. In fact, without a little help, most of it just passes through your system. That's where lemon and black pepper come in. Lemon's natural acidity helps activate the curcumin, and black pepper contains a substance called piperine, which has been shown to boost curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Yes, 2,000. That means when you combine these 3 ingredients, you're not just drinking a trendy wellness shot. You're giving your body a powerful tool to reduce inflammation from the inside out. This is especially important as we age because chronic low-level inflammation is one of the key drivers behind conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. And let's not forget the liver. Your liver works harder as you age, filtering out toxins from medications, processed foods, and even everyday stress. Lemon and turmeric together support healthy liver function by encouraging bile production, which helps break down fats and flush out waste more efficiently. I've seen this combo work wonders for my Aunt Kathy, who's 67 and has struggled with stiff joints for years. She started drinking a homemade detox shot every morning: warm water, a squeeze of fresh lemon, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, a tiny pinch of black pepper, and sometimes a dash of cinnamon. Within a few weeks, she noticed less stiffness in her hands and more energy throughout the day. It became a part of her morning routine, just like brushing her teeth. If you'd like to try it, just make sure you start small. Turmeric can stain and has a strong flavor, so adjust the amount to suit your taste. And always mix it well to keep the ingredients from settling. Think of it as a golden boost to your morning. A little zing, a little spice, and a lot of healing. And speaking of warmth and healing, there's one more ingredient that pairs beautifully with lemon to support circulation, ease digestion, and keep those chilly hands and feet feeling toasty: ginger. Ginger, one of nature's most trusted remedies for warmth, circulation, and digestion. But when combined with lemon in warm water, ginger becomes even more powerful, especially for those over 60 dealing with issues like sluggish digestion, joint stiffness, or cold hands and feet. Here's why this combination works so well. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogaols, which are known for their anti-inflammatory and warming effects. They help increase blood flow, stimulate digestion, and reduce pain, particularly in joints. Lemon, on the other hand, adds a dose of vitamin C, supports your immune system, and gives your metabolism a gentle push. Together, they form a warming tonic that feels like a hug from the inside out. This pairing is especially helpful for older adults who feel cold often or struggle with circulation. As we age, our blood vessels become less elastic, and our circulation naturally slows down. That's why some people over 60 often feel chilly. Even in mild weather, a warm drink made with lemon and fresh ginger can help gently dilate blood vessels, improving flow and warming the extremities. But that's not all. Ginger also helps with digestion by stimulating the production of saliva and stomach enzymes. When paired with lemon, which encourages bile production, the two create a perfect storm of digestive support. So if you deal with bloating, gas, or that heavy feeling after meals, this drink can offer real, soothing relief. There's science to back this up, too. A study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that ginger significantly improved gastric emptying, meaning food moved through the stomach more quickly, reducing discomfort, and enhancing nutrient absorption. Another study published in Evidence-Based Complementary and Alternative Medicine showed that ginger helped reduce pain and stiffness in people with arthritis when taken regularly. To try it yourself, peel and slice about a half-inch piece of fresh ginger. Add it to a mug with lemon juice. Then pour in warm water. Let it steep for 5 to 10 minutes and sip slowly. If you like a touch of sweetness, a little raw honey fits perfectly. And you'll be combining 3 powerful ingredients all in one cup. So now you've seen the full picture. Lemon can be tricky, but with the right partners, it becomes a wonderful ally for your health. Ready for a warm wrap-up. So there you have it. Lemon isn't just a tart little fruit. It's a powerful tool that, when paired wisely, can support your health in ways you might not have imagined. Whether it's helping your digestion, soothing inflammation, or gently warming your body from the inside, the right combinations make all the difference. At this stage of life, it's not about restriction. It's about being smart, listening to your body, and making small, loving choices that add up to big changes.